me. What you know is true.
Hello my lovelies, welcome to my channel. Here we are doing another spell for you guys. I've been working with 4 different clients that we recently did some rituals, and this is the consecration or the sealing of the rituals. So if you're interested in bringing your lover back to you, having a second opportunity to rekindle the relationship and to make it better and stronger, then continue watching. I will teach you guys how to do that. Okay, here we are doing another ritual for you guys. This is a very, very old practice that we've been doing for many, many years. So again, like I said, initially in the beginning of the video, this is ideally for those of you guys that are either in a relationship or have recently separated or broken up. This is to bring them back to you, but as well to strengthen the relationship and to make it more stronger, fortified, fertile, meaning it will quickly progress into something long-term, if not commitment, marriage, that sort of thing. This is also used, that's why I said if you are in a relationship, this can also be used to help your partner be more proactive in the relationship. So we all know, we've all been, I'm sure, with a partner in the past or in the present that is very stingy with their money, or that it's basically what they say, you know, it's their way or the highway type of personality. This will definitely subside them. This will definitely make them a bit more submissive and also make them cheerful about wanting to be your protector and your provider. Not just for men, this could also be done for women as well, or either sex or same sex, I should say. You can do it for any type of, you know, female to female, male to male, male to female, etc. So I'm going to take you guys very quickly what you're going to be needing. You're going to be needing a little, you know, these, I got these at Michael's, I believe, but you can get these anywhere. Anything that you would be able to hold an egg, and put some herbs, as a bed. So with that being said, you're also going to be needing an egg. It has to be the white egg. It cannot be brown. It has to be white egg. You're going to be needing pink candles. Obviously, you're going to be doing this for yourself, so you would only need 1 pink candle. So this is for all, any type of person that you're doing this for. You're going to be needing grains of paradise. You guys already know. I've already spoken to you guys about this. If you don't have this, it is not, you would still get results. But of course, you know, these are, you know, the conclusion of rituals that I've been doing for some clients. And obviously they're wanting commitment and they're wanting marriage. So again, grains of paradise is exactly for that. And it also gives a strengthening of the bond and the sexual energy between them. So again, it's not necessary, but I do use it for that specific purpose. Okay. So if you're a male doing this, whether it's for another male or for a woman that you're going to be doing this for, you're going to be needing thyme. Now, this is an herb that represents the male energy, and it also signifies the sexual energy of a male. So that's the reason why we're going to be using thyme. For women, if you're doing this for your partner, for a man, but you're the caster and you're the woman, you're going to be needing rosemary, okay? You're going to be needing a bit of rosemary. It could be fresh rosemary. It could be dry rosemary. It does not matter. And you're going to be needing some lavender, okay? So you're going to be needing rosemary and lavender. And if you are a male, you're going to be using thyme, okay? So as you guys can see back here, I already have those set up. They've already been, well, actually everything's been consecrated and ritualized. But for, you know, showing purposes, I did leave this one without the preparation so I can take you guys step by step, okay? So with the herbs, that's what you're going to be needing. Also, like I said, a white egg, and you're also going to be needing yellow or gold. Let me show you guys. Yellow or gold, what do you call it? Hilo in Spanish. Hilo in Spanish, I think it's like what you use to sew, basically. So you're going to be needing yellow or gold, okay? It cannot be any other color. Should you decide to use another color, you will not get the results. I'm telling you right now. There are certain things that I always tell you guys you can implement or you can substitute. But in this case, or in other cases, when I tell you you cannot substitute a certain herb or something, please listen. I always get emails talking about I never got results, and they take me step by step, and they always forget either an herb or an oil, or they just forget something, or they substitute it. And, you know, most of the time you could get away with that. But in certain situations, there is a particular process that you do, and it cannot be substituted. So again, for this, you're going to be needing yellow or gold thread. Let me show you guys. You can use some of these as well if they are yellow or gold. So anyways, but they have to be yellow or gold. They cannot be substituted. The color cannot be substituted. Okay, you're going to be needing matches, and you're going to be needing some honey, okay? All right, so what do? You're going to get a white piece of paper about this size, okay? You're going to put your partner's first name, last name. You're going to put your partner's first name, last name, and date of birth. If you do not have this information, then this spell is not for you, okay? I do highly encourage all of you guys, those of you guys that have been following me, you know, from the beginning of starting my channel. I appreciate you guys very much, and I love you guys. Thank you guys for the support. For those of you guys that recently have jumped on our boat, welcome. And I love you guys, and thank you guys for the support. For those of you guys that like to just, you know, roam around free, I am totally for that as well. But please do watch my videos to its completion. I often get comments or emails about questions that are already answered in the email. For those of you guys that follow me, you guys already know that this is like an issue. For some reason, people just like to jump to the point. And that's fine if that's for you. If you don't like to gain knowledge and understand and take wisdom from people that have been doing this for a very long time to give you the results that are best to your interest, that's okay if you don't want to learn, but please don't ask questions that are definitely answered in the video. So again, I hope you guys just watch it to its completion. It's not that hard. Anyways, so you're going to put the first, last name, date of birth of your partner. If you don't have this information, this spell is not for you. All right. Once you do that, at the bottom, you're going to write your first name, your last name, and your date of birth. Okay? Once that is done, you're going to go underneath that, and you're going to write down your petition. Be as explicit and to the point as you possibly can. So I would put my partner's first name, last name, and date of birth, my first name, last name, date of birth, and then I would put, as an example, Mike, I don't know, Mike Gomez, born January 17, 1963, is very loving, very nurturing, is taking on the energy of my provider, always wanting to gift me, always wanting to make sure that I am good, taking care of me, and is wanting and thinking of commitment. As an example, these are for those of you guys that, you know, have a very stingy partner, basically. For those of you guys that are trying to bring a person back to you, you're going to write, you know, like I said, Mike is quickly coming towards me, wanting to rekindle the relationship, wanting to prove his love and loyalty for me and only me, having the desire and want for commitment and or marriage type of thing. If this is for an ex and you're wanting to bring them back to you, you know, Mike has no rest, cannot sleep, thinks of me day and night. And when you say me, you're going to write your first name, last name, date of birth. Thinks of me and only me, finds no rest until he is back in my arms again, professing his undying and loyal love to me, etc. So you guys get it. It's a petition. So once you do that, what you're going to do is you're going to fold the paper, white paper. I forgot to tell you guys, it has to be white, no lines, as you guys can see here, okay? So I'm turning it this way because I do have my client's information. So once you're done with the petition and the information of what you're wanting, you're going to fold it towards you like this. You're going to fold it towards you again. Depending on how big the paper is, try to not make it as big, as you do need to fit it in the egg, and always folding it towards you, okay? All right, so once that is done, it's going to look like this. I mean, if you can make it smaller, well, better for you, right? All right, so once this is done, you're going to tie this petition paper with the yellow or gold string. It cannot be any other color, you guys. It has to be gold or yellow. And what you're going to do is you're going to tie it, okay? Ideally, you can tie it as, not tie it, you can go around it as many times as you possibly can, or as many times as you feel comfortable that it is pretty much tied down. And when you're going to be making the knots, you're going to be saying out loud your petition, okay, what you're wanting. So an example, quickly coming to my client effortlessly with no resistance. And you're going to knot it. You can knot it as many times as you like, ideally 3 or 9 knots. Okay, that's a preference. 3 is a power number for us, and 9 is as well. So you're going to knot it as many times as you possibly can. I mean, I'm sure for those of you guys that don't use or don't have acrylic nails, it's much easier. I live my life dangerously, so I like to struggle. Oh, I get asked this so many times, you guys, all the time. How can you do stuff with such long nails? I've been having these, not these, but I've been pretty much haven't been without any acrylic nails, I should say, for about a good 5 to 6 years. So when I don't have them, I feel almost naked. All right. So again, like I said, putting all your intention, putting all your energy, your focus towards the knotting. Every time you knot, every time you tie a knot, in your mind or in your mind's eye, state your petition or what you're wanting to happen. All right, so I've done it quite a few times. I will show you guys. And I'm trying to do this as quickly as we need to ritualize this process here before the clock strikes midnight. Okay, so you guys, for this, you guys don't need any moon. You can do it any time in any moon phase. But of course, you guys know anything that has to do with love, it's always ideal to do it either in new moon or when we are progressively going towards the full moon. But you don't really need a specific moon phase. You can do this anytime. It's almost like an emergency type of thing. So, all right, so it's gonna look something like this once you got this going. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to set the bed. So like I mentioned, this is for a woman client here. As you guys can see in the far, my right side, I think it's your left side, you guys are gonna see the thyme. And on this one, it's lavender. And this one is going to be the rosemary and lavender as well. As I'm doing 2 female clients and 2 male clients. All right, so you're going to introduce the rosemary as such. And what you're doing is basically you are laying the foundation, so to speak. All right, give me 1 second. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, I bless and consecrate and empower this rosemary so that it may assist in the spell work that is about to commence. Giving my client blessed be. Okay, so once that is done, we're going to add the lavender because this is for a female client, like I told you. Okay. All right, and we're going to put a few seeds of grains of paradise. And I'm going to introduce some in the egg as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the egg. Be very gentle, my lovelies. Please be gentle with this egg. Do not crack it very hard. Do not, because you can actually burst the egg, obviously, because it is very fragile. So please be very careful, because if you should break it completely, you're going to have to redo the whole process. You can't even use the same herbs that you use. You're going to have to restart all over. So please be very careful with that, okay? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to crack it a little. All right, once you have crack, well, I have nails, but you can use a needle or something to help you break it without damaging it completely. All right, there. So you guys can see here. All right, you're going to introduce the paper very gently. Okay. Be gentle. Take your time. Alrighty, there we go. Like I said, be gentle. Like if you feel some tension, it's probably the egg yolk. So just try to move the paper around until it actually slides down. So it is like this and it's not damaged, like I said. So like I said, we're going to introduce some grains of paradise in here as well. Okay. Let me close this. Okay, so we are pretty much set. All right, so what we're going to do is, let me bless this real quick. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, I bless and consecrate. I call upon all my spirit guides, my angels, and my ancestors to assist me in this spell that is about to commence from my client. May strength and give quick and fast any results. Perfect trust and perfect love, blessing. Okay, so once that is done, what we're going to do now is we're going to add some honey to the egg and the paper. Okay, which is a process that I need to do for each one of these. So give me 1 second. So you don't need very much of it. You're just going to put honey on the paper and on the egg as such. Okay, let me get this one really quick. So the reason why I have them in a line is just so I know which candles I'm using for each one to seal, as we're going to be sealing these. I'll show you guys how to do that in a bit. Okay, let me put this back. All right, so you guys can see here, we're going to be adding some honey. And this is to sweeten. This is to make them think and remember only the beautiful times. Okay, so once that is done, what we're going to do now is we're going to set a prayer, okay? We're going to say, let me move these so that I may. Okay, so I moved these just so I can be able to reach to all of them. All right, so once you're done with this, once you've put the honey, what you're going to do is you're going to put your hands over the egg and the candle, and you're going to say, so again, you're going to say, by the power I grant, for you and I, you shall come to me madly, faithfully in love with me, because this egg signifies the gestation of our love, and love that's to come, fortified and strengthen our union and true love. Okay? By the power I grant for you and I, you shall come to me madly, faithfully in love with me, because this egg signifies the gestation of our love, and love that's to come, fortified and strengthen our union and our love. And then my holy rose, the blessing consecrate. By the power I grant for you and I, you shall come to me madly, faithfully, and in love with me, because this egg signifies the gestation of our love, and love that's to come, fortified and strengthen our union and true love. Blessed be. Okay, so once this is done, what you're going to do now is you're going to let the candle, throughout this process, I should have mentioned this earlier. I'll probably put it at the bottom of the video. But anyways, when you're doing this process of the egg, you should light the candle and let the let the wax start to melt, as we're going to be using the melted wax to seal the egg. So this is a process. Be careful with this, you guys. Don't rush when doing, first of all, any type of spell work. But for this specific spell work, take your time. Do not rush it. Do not try to take your time, basically. Do it with love. Do it with wholeheartedly. Put all your energy into it. Make love to this spell when making it. And again, take your time. So let me just show you guys. Let me pull this here. We're going to be using this candle that is for this. And what you're going to do is you're going to start pouring the wax on the egg. Okay. Take your time with this again. Whoops. Take your time again. Like I said, don't rush it. Don't, pour some wax, let it, dry a bit so it can harden. Let me show you guys. And you're going to keep putting the wax on the egg until it is completely sealed, meaning until you can no longer see the hole that you made where you introduced the paper. Once this is done, you're going to let it sit. Let it sit for a couple of hours until it is completely dry. Again, it is a process. You guys keep pouring the melted wax when you see that it is drying. Okay, you're going to keep melting the wax and keep pouring it. So once this is done, let's just say this is completely sealed. Well, it almost is, but you got to wait until it is completely dry. What you're going to do is once this is done, you're going to let the candle completely turn off on its own. Let it burn out. and keep the egg next to it. Once that's done, what you're going to do is you're going to go either to your backyard, by a tree, by a rose bush, anywhere where there is, you know, a symbolization of growth, meaning by a tree, by a rose bush, by flowers, anywhere, any place in your garden. If you don't have a garden, you can always bury this in the entrance of your home. But again, bury it deep enough that when you introduce, let me give you guys an example. When you go and bury this, let's say by the entrance of your home as an example, bury it deep enough that once you put the dirt over the egg, it's not going to break. So you have to be very careful in this process. I cannot tell you guys how many times I've had some of my, you know, apprentices do this and it breaks, and you know, we have to redo the whole process. So again, be very careful. You know, the egg is not that big anyways, but just make sure to make it, you know, at least, you know, 6 inches deep, a little bit more, 7 inches deep, so that it doesn't break when you are burying the egg. Once that is done, remember, obviously remember where you're keeping this in case you want to undo it later on, or you're no longer wanting to be with this person. You can go back and pull it out and undo it, basically breaking the egg. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you guys, you know, do this for the right reasons. And again, like I said, this whole process is all about grounding yourself and asking the universe to give to you to strengthen the relationship. So obviously it must go underground. You can bury this by rose bush, like I said, by a tree, by where, you know, flowers grow, anywhere basically that is fertile. And the egg itself is fertile. So again, you know, you will get results, you guys, if you do this with faith and devotion when doing this process, surrendering. It's, you know, spell work is all to do a lot. It has a lot to do, like, kind of when you go to, kind of like when you are doing a prayer and you are so consumed in that prayer. And once you're done, you basically get up, you know, thank the universe or thank your God or thank your goddess. And you go about your day knowing in your heart that they heard you, knowing in your heart that it will manifest. So again, spell work is all to do with that. It's about faith. It's about intention, obviously. And the more you practice this, the more you become stronger, the more it becomes easier to get results within days. I mean, I can't tell you guys how many clients have come to me and been my clients for a very long time. I'm talking about 10, 12 years. And throughout the process, it's almost as if, you know, when their kids are under the weather or when certain things happen in their life or around their family, etc., they're like, you know what? And I told them, do this and do that, and things will get better. And boom, everything started going better for them. And we laugh about it because it's like, oh, you yourself are picking up on teachings that I've given to you. And that's the reason why I have this YouTube channel. It's to connect to the mass, you know, audience out there, to empower you, to give you the tools, to give you the strength and the courage to believe in yourself. And to do this, you know, if you guys are wanting to learn about the craft, for those of you guys that are just interested in manifestations as well, it's having the tools, the knowledge, the guidance, more than anything. So be like sponges and soak up as much information as you guys possibly can. Anyways, with all that said, I hope you guys have a very blessed night or day, and we will see each other soon, okay? Talk to you guys then. Bye.